It's 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. here in Rome, and we are on our way to see the Vatican and the Coliseum. We're trying to try to squeeze it all in today. Should be good.
Our adventure through Europe was coming to an end. After traveling through jolly old England, heading across to Switzerland, and finally down to France, our final destination was waiting for us. We would be spending the next couple of days here in Rome, taking in as much as we were able to see. And then we make our way down to Naples to see the ruins of Herculaneum and Pompeii. Our schedule was pretty packed with a lot of awesome stuff. So let's get to it.
So we are in Rome. We are here about to do the Vatican. We paid extra for skip the line tickets, because as you can see here, I'm going to show you in a second what the line looks like. And that goes all the way down the street. We did that the other day at the catacombs.
I waited in this line before. So, it's like 3 or 4 hours.
I am not very happy with spending the extra money today to skip that line. Not a line fan. So I have audio going into my ear. We're on a guide, and I literally can't hear anything he's saying.
I can't understand him either. I think he maybe was beginning.
But we made it through the lines.
If you decide to stroll through the Vatican with a guide, you can get a lot more information about the history of this site. But then you're stuck moving through crowds as a huge group. So we decided to strike out on our own for a while. Before you go and do this yourself though, this place is so packed that if you break away too, there's a really good chance you won't be able to find them again.
So walking through here in the Vatican, and there's some amazing sculptures. This is probably one of the most packed places I've ever been in terms of the amount of tourists, but you can see the reason why. There's quite a bit of stuff here. It just seems to go on and on and on, and the sculptures are amazing. And we haven't even gotten to some of the most famous places yet in terms of like the paintings and stuff. Wow, this is pretty amazing.
Get your hand off of that.
These sculptures are like giant, especially that gold one. Thing must be it's probably like 2 feet taller than me. Maybe weighs 50 pounds more than me. He looks pretty buff, but I think I could take him.
You was perfect, because it is the place I use.
Yeah.
Show everything, yes.
Okay, so we got really lucky. We had rejoined them just in time too, because they were headed over to the Sistine Chapel.
Dude, we're in the Sistine Chapel.
Completed in 1512, Michelangelo's work covers over 6,000 square feet of ceiling and walls. It took over 4 years to finish, and even though Michelangelo supposedly hated every minute of it, to think that one person did all of this, it really does blow your mind.
So, walking through here has been pretty amazing. Lots of statues, tons of history. We got some footage in the Sistine Chapel, which maybe you weren't supposed to do, but it seemed like everybody else was doing it. including this one. And now it's food time. We're gonna try to make it to the Coliseum, but it's been raining out really, really hard while we've been in here. So hopefully it's let up. But it has probably gotten like 20 degrees colder outside. At least it feels that way. We'll see. So we've been here in Rome for one day, And let me get this in the shot here because this is pretty amazing. We're now at St. Peter's Basilica. We just did the Vatican. Saw the Sistine Chapel. It was all really amazing. We're out here getting rained on. Totally worth it though. And so far, Rome is awesome. We still have to see the Coliseum. We're going down to Pompeii. A lot to do and really looking forward to it. I'll tell you what's going on, but hold on.
What? What's the matter? What's happening? What is happening? What do I look like, a John Rat?
We got hungry, so we left our group at the Sistine Chapel. And it was good. We needed food, but we didn't realize that the group continued on and went to St. Peter's Basilica. And so we exited, and now we have to wait in line again to get to St. Peter's Basilica. So, good day. Holy crap! So that was we got rained on. We lost our group. Well, we decided to eat, and we left our group. And
we lost our
yeah. And so that. I think St. Peter's Basilica was supposed to be part of our tour, and we left our group, so we had to come pay for new tickets. And
didn't want to wait in line.
Yeah, it was raining, so it just took us 2 hours to finally find some Wi-Fi and connect. But we are here now, and it looks awesome. The sun's out.
St. Peter's Basilica lets you go just about everywhere on the grounds, and you can choose to explore inside or head straight to the top of the largest dome in the world. We chose to climb all the way up first, which, in hindsight, might have been a mistake.
561 steps.
How do you make this one?
I didn't know I had a heart condition until I walked up to St. Peter's Basilica.
Wuss.
Whatever, man. I'm heavier.
The rooftop area of St. Peter's was much nicer than I expected, and you can walk around the whole thing, and it's the only way to get to the upper level of the dome. There's a walkway that goes all the way around, and from up here, you can really appreciate all of the detail that was put into it. It took over 120 years to build and was then covered with millions of tiny pieces of glass to make up the mosaics around the top and the sides. But there was still higher to go. A few more weird and winding staircases later, we had made it to the top of the dome.
This is really tiny, but luckily it wasn't too much that time. Oh, wow.
The view from up here was incredible, and we really could have stayed up here all day. But we had only seen the top half of the place, and it was time to head down inside. The main floor of the church is where the Pope holds Mass whenever he is in town, and it is absolutely stunning. Everything is clad in bronze and marble, and there are tons of famous works of art to see around here. But you simply cannot miss La Pietà. It's tucked off to the right side near the entrance, and you may have to fight the crowds a bit to get up close, but it is totally worth it.
Hey. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm hungry.
Tell me about your day.
I went to the Vatican again. It was cool the second time around because there was shit I didn't remember. I never got to go to St. Peter's Basilica. I didn't even know you could go in there. Last time I was here, so that was cool. We spent about 2 hours trying to get into St. Peter's Basilica with fast passes. They weren't really fast. And that we'd already paid for.
But overall,
It was a good day.
good. At the Coliseum. And that too.
The next day was a full one, as we were going to check out the Coliseum, the Roman Forums, and Palatine Hill. This would have been the downtown area for ancient Rome, with the luxury houses up on the hill, the public forums down below, and the Coliseum made up the local entertainment just off to the side. It felt like we were going to be fighting too as we made our way through the crowds, but before long, we were inside.
At the Coliseum, we just did a guided tour. It's been pretty cool. Really cool, actually. I don't know if you can really grasp the size and scale of everything here, but it's pretty amazing. I'll get another shot here for you. Always amazed at what they were able to do back in the day, lifting these stones and the size and scale of the structure. It's all really amazing.
The Coliseum is still the largest amphitheater in the world, which means there's a bunch to see here. So much to see that this is a place I'd really recommend having a guide for. There are tons of little details they can point out that you might miss along the way. And like the last place, if things are moving too slow for you, it's easy to break away and run off again, which is exactly what we did. We were ready to check out some of the other stuff in the area, including the Arch of Constantine just outside. It's the largest arch in the entire city and marks part of the Emperor's Road that ran all the way to Palatine Hill.
So the forum, not only did Rome begin up here on top of the Palatine Hill, it's also where all the emperors of Rome lived, apart from Nero. Nero's palace started just the other side of where the Coliseum is now, finished all the way over where Termini Station is. So I just mentioned that archaeologists started here on top of the Palatine Hill in the 1950s. The first archaeological digs in Rome weren't until the 1920s, the first major digs under Mussolini. And it was the Forum where they started. Mussolini's work was rushed, like I said, and archaeologists complained. They complained even more because he built a road right on top of what he dug up, the road that goes right down the centre of the ancient city. I'll show you it in a few minutes. Some of you might have taken it to get here today. It means the word forum comes from the Latin word, it's the Latin word for outside. Okay, so, but it was kind of the downtown of Rome. The building you see opposite there with the three archways, with the broken side wall, that was the financial centre, the bank, if you like. The first Christian building in the Forum, the first official Christian building in the Forum, was a building down there with a bell tower on top, with the green doors on the front, built in memory, as you see it today. Well, it was actually rebuilt as a church then. It was originally the Temple of Romulus. The two pillars either side of that doorway there are made of a rare marble you'll see all over the city called red Egyptian porphyry. And I just said a rare marble you'll see all over the city. Well, it was only found in one mine in Egypt. That mine was exhausted by the Romans, and it's all here. They say about €4,500 a cubic centimetre at that price. Both of those pillars you see down there are solid. One of my colleagues estimate each pillar to be worth around €60 million each pillar.
So this place is huge. Today's been amazing. I thought it was going to be a short day, but we've spent the entire time here and at the Coliseum, which has been awesome, by the way. It's really, really cool to see all these structures and things that you've only ever seen in movies. And we took the guided tours, so we actually got to get a lot of cool information on what things used to be like when the people were here and what the buildings were used for. So it is a lot of walking. If you're not used to that kind of stuff, I would definitely suggest bringing some good shoes and some good socks. I wore dress socks today with my runners, And I'm wishing I wore something a little bit more comfier, like my hiking socks. But all in all, great day, great food. Rome is awesome. And we're gonna be heading down to Pompeii, so make sure to check that video out, because we're gonna be doing Pompeii, Mount Vesuvius, and the Herculaneum. I think I said that right. All right, take care. So walking around the city today doing Pantheon, Trevi Fountain, the column of Marcus Aurelius, I think, Villa Medici. So this is not the Pantheon, but it still looks cool. My GPS is not at top form here in Rome. All right, now this is the Pantheon. Got it right this time. All right.
Fastest line ever.
I think you just go in and make a circle and come out. About to walk into the Pantheon.
This time for real.
This time for real. That's pretty cool. The line is really short. This thing is huge. You can never get a really good scale of like perspective on video or pictures. But these doors are probably like, what, 30, maybe over 30, 40 feet.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, probably 30 feet.
The Pantheon is one of the best preserved pieces of ancient Rome in the whole city. Most of the buildings and the dome are the original Roman construction, while the paintings and decorations are from the Catholic Church that this place was turned into.
Oh, hi.
I like that one. I think
There
you
you are.
looked around twice since I waited right here, but I saw you over there.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Glad you got in the Pantheon?
I think it's badass. I really like that statue.
Back outside, we decided to see what else was nearby. Trevi Fountain was absolutely beautiful, but definitely super crowded, so be aware of that if you want to walk by. Il Vittoriano is in that same area and holds Italy's Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, as well as a national monument dedicated to the first king to unite the country under one rule. The white marble, Italian flags, and massive staircases out front make it hard to miss, so be sure to check this one out. But there was one last thing I really wanted to see, and I thought I had found it.
This is the column of Marcus Aurelius. Wait a minute. This is pretend.
Caesar de Augustus, it says.
Marcus Aurelius. So this is the column of Marcus Aurelius, and yeah, it looks like it looks like they've taken pieces of an Egyptian column and then reconstructed it and then dedicated it to Marcus Aurelius at some point. It's entirely possible. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but still. Hey, can you see what this is?
What?
Do you have your phone? Can you see what this is? This one's really intricately done. The carvings are like amazing detail, and the thing is huge. I don't know what it is yet. Maybe this is the column of Marcus Aurelius, but I'm pretty sure the other one was.
Hold on, let me look it up.
We'll fix this in post. Okay, this is the column of Marcus Aurelius. I'm just gonna say that in front of every column that I find.
I know.
I'll get one of them right. So we've been walking around Rome all week, and today is Labor Day here in Rome, but we got up and walked around and did some stuff, and we're both just kind of done, I think. So we found a movie theater, and we are watching Avengers Endgame in Rome. And I'm super excited. Look at this place.
Fucking excited. Okay, I want some popcorn.
Avengers Endgame! So riding the train to Naples to see Pompeii. It's our last day in Italy. Tomorrow we leave back to London to fly back home. It's been an awesome trip. Our last day here should be full of awesome stuff. So we're going to Pompeii, Herculaneum, and definitely Mount Vesuvius. So, oh my God! So we're on a subway train. We're on a train, and we're headed to the Herculaneum. Every once in a while, I get one of these Italian words right.
I think that's the only one. Oh no, you got it right there too.
Suspense and meatball. Fuck Naples.
We're not in Naples.
Oh, we're in
Herculano.
fucking Herculana.
Herculano.
Fucking Herculana. Look at that ocean.
Present-day Herculano sits right on the Gulf of Naples and is built around the ancient city of Herculaneum. And we were ready to check it out.
So we're here at the Herculaneum, and I will give you all the information on this place in post, because I literally know nothing about it. Just that it was a cool spot to go to. I guess this town suffered the same fate as Pompeii.
Just better preserved.
Just better preserved.
Smaller though.
And it is smaller, yes. But still looks pretty extensive. Probably going to take us 45 minutes to an hour to walk through here. So down here, I don't know if you can see it, but these rooms right here with the gates on it are filled with bodies. From up here, I can see it. They're just filled with skeletons. I'm sure I'll get some more information, but it looks like somewhere where everybody went to try to take refuge, and they just ended up in a death trap, basically. We'll get down there and show you a better look at it. But that's crazy.
Herculaneum is much closer to Mount Vesuvius than Pompeii. So when it erupted, Herculaneum ended up getting covered in 25 meters of ash, which basically vacuum sealed the city underneath it. As archaeologists slowly uncovered the site, they found dozens of buildings with the original decorations still intact. And it's all pretty much wide open for you to explore too, which can lead to some pretty cool discoveries.
So reading this thing, it actually says these doors here, wooden doors, are original. They've been preserved in the mosaic floor. And the walls are lined and decorated. It looks like marble. I don't know. It's not marble, but all the buildings, like all the walls and stuff, were painted with murals and depictions of different things. This is really cool. But we're gonna head down to the bodies now. So a lot of these rooms, you've got about anywhere between 10 to 20 bodies in them. It's really sad rooms too. You can tell where like entire families lay down together. There's babies being held by mothers and couples curled up together. I think this one right here is one of the saddest looking ones.
looks like an entire family laid down together. You can see a lot of the stone is melted and stuff too. So, looks like a really, really horrible way to die. The wood shows evidence of charring and heat. So this definitely would have been a really bad way to die. So this place is really cool. We've only been walking around for what, like 30 minutes maybe? And some of those rooms with the bodies in it, it looks like like it would have been a really horrible way to go. You can see how hot it was in there. By evidence of the stone, there's parts where the stones are melted on the walls. The wood's still intact on some of the door frames, and they're all blackened. And you can tell by the positioning of the bodies and the families, they're holding each other, holding babies. The way that they laid down when they died, that they were all pretty scared. So you're talking about inhaling hot, ash-filled air and suffocating
Your skin's burning
to death as your lungs are heating up, and your skin is burning until you turn into ash. Sounds like a really, really horrible way to die. So, if you come here to the Herculaneum, there's a big pathway here. You walk down that, and most everybody goes to the right here, which takes you into the little town or whatever. But if you go to the left, there's this like tunnel that we walked up. And if you go down that, that'll actually shoot you down straight to where the bodies are. And if there's crowds and stuff that have to work their way through the city, the little town, you can skip all that and go straight to the skeletons or whatever, if that's what you want to see first, and then work your way up into the city. So if you want to see the skeletons, go left. If you want to go straight into the little town, go where everybody else is going, to the right. Either way, you're going to want to see all of it. Okay, we are now at Pompeii. Start our little journey. So, Pompeii is huge. It's what, 174 acres, and it's on top of a hill with views of mountains all around. I don't know if you can make all that out back there, but you can tell it was a really pretty fancy place. Yeah. Probably back in the day. Tons of column work. It looked like this whole plaza here was lined with columns and statues and stuff. And we haven't even gotten to the cool stuff yet. So it looks like these were all little houses, all one right after the other. And this was a big city. Looks like it just got decimated. And Lauren's sad.
It's not as sad as the last place.
It's because you haven't seen the bodies yet.
Those are bodies back there.
So many people here. The place is huge though, so it doesn't feel too crowded, but it is sort of crowded. But really, there's no way we're going to be able to walk this whole place. This is the Coliseum in Pompeii. Really impressive. That's all I got to say about that. No, actually, this is really cool. This is the Coliseum in Pompeii, and it's really cool to think about, what used to go on down in here. It's a big pit. And I'm not sure exactly how many people it would have held, but a lot. Nowhere near as much as the Coliseum, but still, Pompeii was a big city.
It's on 174 acres. It's taking us hours and hours to walk all of this, and we're still not going to see all of it. So they would have had all kinds of entertainment in here. I mean, this area is, I don't know, maybe half the size of a football field.
About a third of the buildings here at Pompeii are open for you to explore. The major relics and the plaster casts, however, are kept safe inside several old market buildings instead. They're all locked behind iron bars or inside glass cases though, so you'll simply have to admire them from a distance.
So Pompeii has been amazing. It's this huge city. It's got a Coliseum, villas, all sorts of different stuff. It's 174 acres. But if what you're really interested in seeing is the bodies and stuff, definitely would recommend going to the Herculaneum. The bodies there are like really well preserved and it's easy to see. Just, you know, what kind of scenario it was for them and what kind of situation it was for them when everything happened, when Mount Vesuvius erupted. But if you're looking to see what life was like in a big city when all that happened, Pompeii is the way to go. This place is huge, and there's all kinds of different structures here. The Acropolis, Coliseum, villas. You can tell different levels of wealth within the entire community based off the buildings and the artwork inside some of these places. They had big courtyards and stuff full of giant columns and things, and there was temples and stuff everywhere. So hope we've done a good job of showing all that, because this place is enormous. So my recommendation is when you get here, get one of these little maps they give you out at the beginning and plan your walk through this place. It'll help you save some time. Oh my God, so much walking today. But we did the Herculaneum, Pompeii. We were gonna do Mount Vesuvius, but there just wasn't time. So I think it's possible to do all three of those things in one day, but you really gotta plan for it. Some of them close earlier than others. Pompeii stays open the latest. Looked like today at least, Mount Vesuvius closed at like 3:30, and Herculaneum closes about the same time. So we did that first, and we should have done Mount Vesuvius next and then Pompeii, but that's a long day. So if you're planning on going to Naples and checking all this out, make sure to plan it well and buy the express train tickets, because they'll get you here in an hour from Rome if you're coming from Rome. Other than that, it was a great day. Worn out, ready for some dinner and bed. All right, so it's been a great trip. We're back from Rome and got to Gatwick yesterday and just jumped into one of these little Yotel rooms, which is actually kind of cool, even though there's not a whole lot of space. But so getting on the plane and headed back home, and this adventure is over. See you later.
If you like this video and you want to see more of them, then hit that like button and subscribe. And share this video with all of your friends. That is the best way to help our channel continue to grow. Or if you'd like to support us more directly, then join us over on Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and have a great week.